And this one to left.
Yelich to left. Here's the 2-1. Moustakas center field. This one's deep.
Call the Park Ranger. The Moose is loose in D.C.
The 2019 season was the peak of MLB's home run surge. 6,776 home runs were hit throughout the season, over 500 more than the previous record set in 2017. This number is reflective of the sport's new approaches to the game, which can be summarized with the 3 true outcomes: strikeouts, walks, and home runs. As pitchers are throwing harder than ever, hitters attempt to optimize their launch angle and exit velocities to create favorable results. Whether you believe this is beneficial or a detriment to the sport, the uptick in home runs has made for many entertaining games. The August 17th matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and Washington Nationals was one of those games. At the time, these two teams were in the midst of a close wildcard race, which eventually culminated into a wildcard matchup in October. While the stakes of that game were much higher, I believe this midseason matchup was just as memorable. The Nationals came into this game on a 5-game winning streak, including a win over the Brewers on the previous day. However, the Nationals' hot streak stretched all the way back to June, as they were one of the hottest teams in baseball. Although, when it came to starting pitchers, neither team really had an upper hand. While Anibal Sanchez was better than Jordan Lyles at this point in the season, both players have a career ERA over 6 against the opposing team. With this in mind, let's head into the game. Not much happens in the first 2 innings, but then we get to the top of the third. After walks to Jordan Lyles and Trent Grisham and a single by Yasmani Grandal, the bases were loaded for reigning MVP Christian Yelich. Yelich ended the 2018 season with an OPS of 1,000. Well, in 2019, Yelich doubled his launch angle and increased his exit velocity, which are big reasons as to why he entered this game with 39 home runs and an OPS near 1,100. However, he didn't need power in this at-bat, just a single into the gap to put the Brewers up by 2. After a stolen base by Yelich, breakout rookie Keston Hiura drove in both runners with a double, extending the lead to 4. Then, after Hiura stole third base, Mike Moustakas drove him in. The inning could have gotten worse, as after Ryan Braun hit a single, Eric Thames got a pitch over the plate that he barely missed. Sanchez was eventually able to get out of the inning. A big inning for the Brewers, but it's still early enough for a comeback. Trey Turner starts it off with a single, extending his on-base streak to 24 games. But Adam Eaton grounded into a double play after 1 pitch. However, Nationals MVP candidate Anthony Rendon hits a single, allowing cleanup man Juan Soto to come up to the plate. At 20 years old, Soto had only played 226 career games. His career OPS in those games was .931, ranking 16th among all players since 1901, higher than guys like Mike Trout, Ronald Acuna Jr., and even Willie Mays. What was Soto's secret? His incredible plate discipline. Since 1901, Soto ranked 4th in on-base percentage, just under Aaron Judge, but above Albert Pujols. Let's see Soto's plate discipline in action. Soto actually falls to an 0-2 count pretty quickly, but then he fouls off the next 2 pitches, both with exit velocities over 100 miles per hour. Then he lays off a good curveball and taunts the pitcher. After another foul ball, he takes the following pitch, bringing the count to 2-2. Soto was waiting for a mistake to pounce on. Well, he got his wish.
Backing up Braun. See you later.
I don't know if it's just me, but despite hitting the ball over 100 miles per hour, Soto's swing made this look like a flyout rather than a home run. Nonetheless, Soto showcased his incredible plate coverage and was able to put the Nationals on the board. The next inning, the Nationals continued to slowly pull themselves back with a single by Kurt Suzuki and a 9-pitch walk by pinch hitter Gerardo Parra, taking Anibal Sanchez out of the game. With 2 outs in the inning, Adam Eaton was the man Jordan Lyles had to beat.
Adam Eaton, long ball to right. See you later.
With one swing of the bat, the game was tied. But one swing of the bat can change the game for either side, which is what happened with Ryan Braun in the next half inning, when he hit the ball over 105 miles per hour. Albeit it took an umpire's review to confirm the home run. In the bottom half of the inning, recent trade acquisition Drew Pomeranz was able to keep the Nats offense at bay. His day ended pretty quickly as Manny Pena pinch hit for him in the top of the 6th. Pena hit a single above Trey Turner's head, allowing leadoff hitter Trent Grisham the chance to make some noise. A former top 50 prospect, Grisham made his debut only a couple weeks before this game. But with how he was crushing AAA pitching, the Brewers needed to find a spot for the young outfielder. And in this moment, it certainly paid off as Grisham crushed the ball over the left center field wall to increase the lead to 3. In the bottom half of the inning, Freddie Peralta was brought in to contain the bats of the Nationals. However, this wasn't 2021 Freddie Peralta. After a leadoff double by Kurt Suzuki, top 10 prospect Victor Robles hit a soft double to left field to drive in Suzuki. Then, after a walk by future playoff hero Howie Kendrick, leadoff hitter Trey Turner was back up to the plate.
And Trey Turner pulls it down the line. See you later.
For the first time in this game, win probability favored the Nationals, as on one swing of the bat, their win expectancy went from 42% to 73%. The Brewers go through a couple more pitchers in this inning, but they keep the deficit to 1 run. However, Hunter Strickland retired the side in the top of the 7th, something Ray Black couldn't do in the bottom half of the inning, as after Victor Robles drew a walk, Howie Kendrick hit the ball over the center field wall to bring the lead to 3. With 2 innings to go, the Nationals bullpen had the task of silencing the heart of the Brewers order. If that task wasn't daunting enough, at this point in the season, the Nationals bullpen ranked 22nd in WAR and 29th in ERA. Luckily for the Nationals, Fernando Rodney always seemed to find a way as he retired the side. Now the heart of the Nationals order was coming up. Who was the pitcher? Devin Williams. Like his teammate Trent Grisham, Williams was called up at the beginning of the month. But he pitched like the Devin Williams we know today, as he retired the side, including Anthony Rendon and Juan Soto. Now, the Nationals only needed 3 outs to win the game. So they turned over the game to the closer, Sean Doolittle. While he wasn't performing like the all-star he was in 2018, he was still a decent reliever, but he had a tall task ahead of him. He was facing the heart of the Brewers order, and it didn't exactly help that since the beginning of the month, Doolittle's stats looked like this. In fact, one of these games was a 4-run blown lead against the Mets to lose the game. Doolittle's WPA in that game was negative .961, the worst WPA of 2019. But in this game, the Brewers clearly wanted to give Doolittle a new record.
Deep to the wall, gone!
And the Brewers are going to have the tying run in the batter's box.
Here's the 2-1. Mustaka center field. This one's deep.
Get out! Call the park ranger!
3 runs in. This one to left. This one is gone!
Baseball is great. That's all I have to say. Doolittle got Eric Thames to fly out, but he was taken out of the game for Daniel Hudson, who retired the remaining batters. Doolittle's WPA was negative .767. So not quite what he accomplished against the Mets, but still significant nonetheless. However, to win the game, the Nationals needed to perform a comeback of their own. Well, to do so, they had to face one of baseball's best relievers, Josh Hader. At 25 years old, this left-hander had just played in his 2nd straight All-Star game in only his 3rd season. With a mix of fastballs, sliders, and the occasional changeup, Hader had been dominating hitters all season. However, there was a slight problem. While Hader was still dominating hitters, he was making more mistakes. According to StatCast percentile rankings, Hader had gone from above average in opponent exit velocity and hard hit percentage to one of the worst in the league. Couple that with a barrel percentage that was already really bad, you get a closer who is prone to blowing saves. Well, Hader immediately gave up a walk to Yan Gomes and a double to Kurt Suzuki, giving Victor Robles a chance to win the game.
Faces Hader. Robles, base hit! Tying runs home!
After an intentional walk to Howie Kendrick, the Nationals have a 94% chance of winning. With the top of the order coming up and no outs recorded, all we can do is watch.
Swing and a miss, and a huge strikeout there for Hader. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, another strikeout. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Hader gets through it.
Hader released his inner Tyler Matzik to strike out these batters. During these 3 at-bats, Hader threw 16 pitches. 13 of them were fastballs. Still, Hader got out of the inning without a loss, meaning we're going to extra innings. For the next few innings, the pitchers were able to contain the hitters, so we gotta fast forward to the 13th inning. Javi Guerra is entering his 2nd inning of work after striking out the side in the 12th, which he continues with the strikeout of Yasmani Grandal. But now he has to face an MVP candidate.
For Saturday night's game. And there goes right field, Christian Yelich. Gone! And the Brewers are out in front.
Yelich is now 5 for 6 and has given the Brewers a 1-run lead with his 41st home run of the season. The Brewers decided to keep Jeremy Jeffress to close out the game for his 3rd straight inning of work. However, after a walk to Asdrubal Cabrera and a single by Kurt Suzuki, Jeffress was taken out of the game for Junior Guerra, but Victor Robles was able to hit the ball far enough to drive in the runner to tie the game. Now we're in the top of the 14th, and Javi Guerra is still in the game for the Nationals. Well, after a walk to Ryan Braun, Eric Thames finally got his pitch.
Down a ball and 2 strikes. Back to the wall. Gone for Thames.
Guerra is able to get out of the inning on his own, but the damage is done. For the bottom half of the inning, the Brewers kept Junior Guerra in the game. All we know about this half inning is one Guerra is going to win and another Guerra is going to lose. First batter, Trey Turner. He pops out on the first pitch. Second batter, Adam Eaton. He draws out a 9-pitch at-bat for a double. But after an Anthony Rendon flyout, it all comes down to this. Juan Soto, who apart from the home run in the 3rd inning, had been quiet all game. Let's see what happens.
Soto pulls it right side, and Milwaukee not winning it yet. Soto scampers to second.
Okay, the Nationals still have some life, and the next batter Asdrubal Cabrera is intentionally walked, which allows Joe Ross to come up to the plate. Well, the Nationals had no pinch hitters left and had to use pitcher Joe Ross. Although just a few weeks earlier, Ross got 2 hits in his first 3 at-bats of the year. But in his most recent outings, Ross was held to 0 hits in 7 at-bats. Still, the Nationals have no choice but to turn to him. It all comes down to this.
Joe Ross, there goes the runner, and takes third, so Soto is now at third base, trying to force a balk. Soto trying to get in the vision of Guerra. Ross strikes out, and this one is finally over.
5 hours and 40 minutes later, the game is over. It wasn't the ending the crowd wanted, but what a game this was. This game represented what the 2019 season was all about. Home runs, and even more home runs. 11 of them to be exact, good enough to be tied for the 4th most home runs in a game in the 2019 season. Still, a game of this caliber deserves to be remembered, and I hope we get more games like this in the 2022 season. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.